Wow, everybody, 2022, we've done it, haven't we, nearly?
Wow.
That's the correct response, Mason. In addition to leaving a like on this video, you need to do two things. You've done the first one already. Now, look, we do this every year. We talk about the biggest bombs of the year, which will be the following video, and of course, the biggest hits of the year, the video that traditionally doesn't do as well as the bombs video, because people love it.
When's that video?
Oh, no, that's the one we're in right now.
The one we're in currently.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Great.
So we're going to go 10-1 with a few bonus ones happening.
So more than 10.
Yes, Mason.
There were more than 10 movies that came out this year?
Not that I saw, but
Red
yes.
Notice.
Yep.
What else? Name another movie.
What about Ryan Reynolds is from the future and he visits himself as a kid and he sort of acts as his own dad, but it's also Star Wars?
That's the movie they sit down and watch in the movie Red Notice. That's not a real, that's a fake movie. It's not a real
fair
movie.
enough. Now, I just want to clarify some things up top. I've ranked these in terms of profitability.
Okay.
So there's some here that maybe you'd think would be higher because they did well at the box office, but they had a larger budget.
All right, I see. They cost a cajillion dollars.
That's a very good way to put it, Mason. Oh, and the other thing is, the way that I've calculated the budget for this, as we do every year, you take the budget and then you double that for marketing and distribution, and that's how you roughly get at a number, which might be what this movie cost to make. Who knows?
And people in the comments often get upset by that. They're like, James, your calculations are all off and it doesn't make any sense. Just think about Hollywood accounting for a minute. None of it makes any sense. It's just executives pulling numbers out of their ass is what it is.
It's exactly what it is. Let's start at number 10, Mason. The movie Smile. Now, this one, it had a budget of $17 million, and it was one of those incredibly profitable movies at the box office because it made $216 million. Low budget, big return. There's a few of these that I'm going to talk about later in the video, but this seems to be the most profitable one. It's cast pretty low key. That's not to say anybody's bad in it. I haven't seen it. But, you know, low budget. It's just people smiling and cutting their faces or whatever.
Yeah.
There's not much to it, but apparently it's quite good. People connected with it because they love a smile.
Do you think that Hollywood is going to take the correct lesson from this, which is that if you have a good idea, you can make a mid-budget movie and make a bunch of money out of it? Or do you think they're going to come away with a lesson that if you put a smile on a poster, it makes a big profit?
Yeah, that and Smile 2 to 7.
Yeah. All the next Avengers posters are going to have just all the characters with the big grins on their faces.
At number 9, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog, number 2.
Whoa.
Now, this had a budget of $90 to $110 million and a box office return of $402 million. My goodness, Mason. Off the back of the absolutely stellar Sonic 1, it's okay for a kid's movie.
Okay.
I'm not being sarcastic. It's exactly what it should be. There's a good balance of humans and animals running about. Often they'll skew too human and they're like, this guy's living with too many penguins or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. Whatever guy or movie that's in this video now. Mr. Popper's Penguins, probably.
Mr. Holland's Opus, perhaps.
Exactly.
James, I'm sure it's good for a kid's movie, but is it good for a man's movie?
If you like Sonic. If you like big Robotnik robots and stuff.
Yeah.
If you like Sonic going supersonic. If you like the tease of Shadow the Hedgehog in the next movie. He's the Sonic the Hedgehog with a gun.
Oh, I do like that. Where do you get the gun? Just at the shops?
Yeah. So look, I don't know if you've seen it.
No, saw the first one.
Yeah, it's decent. You know, again, with the caveat that it's not a man's movie, it's a kid's movie. Except for the guns.
Sure.
That's for mans. Well, speaking of mans, at number 8, Mason, we've got Thor, Love, and Thunder.
My goodness. Love and Thunder in this economy?
I know. Disgusting.
Right.
It had a budget of $250 million. I'm assuming at least half of that was to the cast. And a box office return of nearly $761 million. So not incredibly profitable because of how much it cost. But in terms of Thor movies, pretty solid. It's about as good as the last one did. Like a number of other movies on this list, it wasn't released in China, so, you know, that affects it, and then whatever and whatnot. And the other thing is, everybody, including us, they loved it. They said, this is great, and not mashing together like 2 or 3 storylines into one movie.
It's been a long time since it came out, and I feel like I probably said it was awful, but I don't remember specifically, so I'm just going to agree with you there.
Just
Sure.
going to go with that. Yeah, absolutely. And next up, we've got at number 7, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, again with a budget of apparently $250 million, a box office return of nearly $788 million. Now, I should point out this is still in cinemas. This number is subject to change, obviously, but I don't think it's going to...
Probably up, though.
Yeah, probably up.
Probably not down.
No, never. Look, I thought it was sad and long, and it was a good exploration of grief, but I have no desire to see this movie ever again.
Yeah, I think the performance was very good.
Yeah.
I loved Namor, the new Namor.
Yeah, Namor.
But I thought some of the CG was a little bit plasticky.
Yeah. I think also it was obviously affected because there is a giant part of that movie, Chadwick Boseman, who could no longer be in the movie, and you really feel that the entire time. It's like, this is missing something. The main guy from the last movie.
But then they made up for it because the movie had a lot of heart. And by a lot of heart, I mean Martin Freeman doing a little jog to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That was good, wasn't it?
Made up for all of it, didn't it?
It's not on streaming yet, so I'm not going to be able to put in any footage of that, Mason. So thanks a bunch.
He probably jogs in the office or something.
He definitely doesn't.
No, he wouldn't.
At number 6 we've got, you're not going to believe this, Mason, it's the Batman movie.
Whoa.
This had a budget of $185 to $200 million, and it made $770 million, a bit north of at the box office. I thought this was great, considering that it released towards the start of the year where, things were still clearing up and opening up for cinemas. It still did remarkably well on its enormous runtime that it had going on. It goes to show, Mason, you said Batman was dead and there should be no more Batman movies, and you hate him and all these movies are bad, you said.
I very distinctly said Batman Forever, which is the opposite of what you thought I said.
That is true. So yeah, I guess it's good to know that you can make a Batman movie and it will
That's
do
true,
well.
yeah.
But it felt different enough. It felt different enough from the Ben Affleck version and again from the Dark Knight version. It felt like it had its own unique kind of perspective, which I enjoyed. And I liked Andy Serkis and Paul Dano and Colin Farrell.
Come on! Do you think we'll ever go back to camp Batman at the movies?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. At number 5, we've got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, with a budget of $200 million and a box office return of north of $955 million. Just shy of $1 billion, this one, Mason.
Wow, do you think anybody's in trouble for that?
Yeah, you're going to jail.
I don't know.
You didn't see it enough.
But how's this my fault?
I don't know what to tell you, Mason. The law enforcement are here. I ratted you out. This had a strong opening. I think also the prospect of it being, a whole bunch of cameos and multiverses, which maybe it didn't necessarily deliver on. I thought this was probably the best Marvel movie of the year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that got people into cinemas because, a movie just titled Doctor Strange would not make that kind of money, as the previous Doctor Strange movie did absolutely prove. Number 4, Minions, The Rise of Gru. These always do well, and with a budget of $80 million, because they don't pay anyone properly. Incredible return on this. They've never franchised this out to like a Netflix series like The Boss Baby, or, something like that where they dilute the brand with a bunch of stuff going onto streaming.
The only place they've really franchised it out is like memes on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like that your auntie shares.
That's right. Anyway, I think these are fun. I didn't see this one, but in general, yeah, they're fun. They're just fun and silly, and they're little tic-tac men running around hitting each other with hammers and whatnot. You're not going to believe this next one, Mason.
Oh, yes.
I scarcely believe it myself. At number 3, Jurassic World Dominion. With a budget of around $185 million, it made over $1 billion.
That's wild. For a movie that I barely remember came out this year.
That's right.
That no one I know watched, and of the none of my friends who watched it, no one spoke about it.
Correct.
So who watched this? I don't know.
But it also made like $150 million in China, so that obviously helped this franchise. It's funny how they were marketing this like, this is the last Jurassic World movie you'll ever see. This is the end of the franchise. And Colin Trevorrow, who directed this, was like, is it? I didn't know that. And I think off the back of this, it absolutely won't be. I just want to see them add more cast members. Because when they all piled into that helicopter at the end, and there were 22 just familiar faces from across the decades, I thought to myself, there are too many people in these movies. They need to start killing some of these fucking people, all right?
Right?
Just take out 4 at once.
Bring back Goldblum's daughter from one of the sequels, and she can gymnasium off a cliff.
You're still back to the same number, aren't you?
Yeah, I know, but in your head it feels better,
Okay, sure. At number 2, Mason.
Go on.
Now, this number is subject to change because it's probably going to carry on for a little bit because it's got legs. It's Avatar: The Way of Water on a budget of $350 million.
Maybe more. I saw a thing that said maybe it's the most expensive movie of all time at this point.
Yeah, but it also, you got to factor in that they film like the next one and then some of the one after that.
That's true.
So, who knows how much this movie is actually worth. Too much, I would say. But it seems as if that Avatar, as of recording this video, people are still loving it. They're loving going to cinemas and saying, hello, we love this. And we love being swept up in the magic of this universe and whatever. And, you know, this moon. I think it's a moon. I think Pandora is a moon. And it circles like a planet or something. Or it doesn't. I have seen this movie, Mason. And
Is the planet just a normal Earth-like planet? It's just
no,
people
I think
going
it's
to work?
like a big blue Jupiter-looking thing. Or it might not be. I don't know. The important thing is that I thought this was better than the first one.
Same.
But do I want to see it again? At home, certainly not. In the cinemas? No. Watch
So
it on
where? On your phone in the car?
We'll do a Caravan of Garbage in a few years and I'll watch it again then.
Okay, great.
I'll save it up, mate.
Terrific.
But no, I did enjoy it. I did genuinely enjoy it. And I think, and you remember that because we looked at it recently.
Very recently.
As opposed to a lot of these movies that allegedly came out this year. Get out of here. Here's some notable mentions, Mason.
Oh.
They're not in the top 10.
James, why don't you just say the number one movie?
Mason, it's Top Gun Maverick. But I can't tell you that yet.
All right.
So here's some notable entries that did quite well. The Bad Guys, new animated franchise. Pretty good, pretty fun. Sam Rockwell is a wolf. Mark Maron is a snake. Other people in this movie. It's good, it's fun. Next up is the movie Elvis. Looked like a nightmare, not for me. I like Baz Luhrmann, but I don't like Elvis. Does that make me a bad person? No. If anything, it makes me a hero. Next up, Mason, we've got a movie that definitely didn't come out this year, but allegedly it did. It's the movie Uncharted.
No, that came out in 2018.
You looking forward to Two Charted?
Yeah.
Good.
Uncharted 2?
What about Can Somebody Chart This, please?
Very nice. Okay.
Other moderate hits include the movie Nope. So I think it was the lowest of the Jordan Peele movies, though I like it a lot.
It'll
it's great.
do better on Funko Pops.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'll make some of that money back.
The movie Bullet Train.
Oh, yeah.
The movie Dragon Ball Superhero. These always do well on an American release. They just quietly just crush it. A lot of Dragon Ball nerds out there.
Right.
And I can say that, Mason, because I hate that show. Just kidding, I quite like it. But I haven't watched any of Dragon Ball Super, so I guess I don't like it that much. Halloween Ends, anybody? That's surprising, seeing it wasn't very good and it went to streaming. Also, Barbarian, big return on that one. Scream 5, Jackass Forever. They cost nothing to make. It's just hitting each other in the balls.
That's true.
And of course, this one just grew and grew through word of mouth alone. Everything, everywhere, all at once. And I say well deserved. You might not say that, but you're wrong.
I said it. I said it was well deserved. Speaking of movies that could have done well had they not had 1 week in cinema and just dumped. Glass Onion.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about that though, Mason.
Terrific.
In our bombs video.
Aww.
Yeah. Anyway, at number 1, you're not going to believe this, Mason.
Top Gun Maverick?
It's the movie Top Gun Maverick, Mason.
Yes, called it.
Budget of $170 million. Box office return of $1.4 billion, Mason.
$1.4 million. That's not
No,
that
I said
much.
billion. Did I say
Oh
million?
my God.
What did I say?
No,
What
you
did I
said
say?
billion. You said billion.
Yeah, just the perfect time to release this movie. Tom Cruise is peak lunatic. It's just all happening right now, isn't
We're
it?
right on the cusp of when's he going to kill himself in a stunt. Gone wrong or very right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's his mindset? We don't know.
Oh, shut up. Go on, get out of here.
Finally, a film for dads also, like purely for dads.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a lot of dads taking their kids to the Minions or whatever,
Yep.
whatever, but this one's for the dads.
Guess what my dad's favorite part of this movie was?
I bet it was something to do with like gears or pistons or something.
It was the start of the movie where they showed the footage of planes getting ready and taking off. for
Yeah,
real.
because it's got that like catapult launch system.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
classic
yeah.
thing your dad would like.
He's right though, isn't he? It is cool.
Yeah, it uses compressed air or water or something.
And the best thing about this movie is it's got no political messaging whatsoever, and
Very
that's why
true.
people love it. There weren't Navy recruitment booths set up outside of some of these screenings. It's completely apolitical, this movie.
And you can, they never reveal who the bad guys are. They simply call them the enemy. So you can imagine whoever you want them to be. The woke, that barista down the street who's got blue hair, whoever you want.
The woke mind virus in general, just the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
of that.
That's right.
Anyways, despite being just military propaganda, it's a good movie.
It is good, right?
I liked it. Anyways, Mason, here's some notable entries in the... No, I did this, didn't I?
You sure did, yes.
I think it's time for me to say this. Listen,
Go on.
come back for the bombs video. I know you want to see it anyway.
Yeah.
The only reason I released this first is because people just want to see the next one. I know that.
Yeah.
But there are some entries on there that we're going to talk about where you'd go, oh, that sucks. And others where you go, good. And we'll talk all about that, won't we?
We sure will.
But in the meantime, if you do want to check us out over some of the break we take in January, we're not taking the whole thing, you can head over to bigsandwich.co, where guess what, Mason?
What?
There's bonus movie commentaries. There's bonus audio podcasts. We do things like comic book clubs. We look at clickbait and we go, boo. Or yay, I don't know what we do.
I go yay and you go boo.
That's correct.
Because I'm explaining the clickbait to you and you hate it.
Yes, that's very true.
For people who have not subscribed, the bonus content is mostly stuff that one of us hates.
Yes.
And it's being forced upon them. And people find that to be delightful. They'll pay money for that.
It seems that way, doesn't it? And of course, our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows, goes up there a day early and ad-free. And of course, we've got our episode on the biggest, all our awards for the end of the year.
That's right.
We look through and we go, lots of good stuff and other stuff as well. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging around. And don't forget to click and...
Your toothbrush.
Click your toothbrush. And clean the thing your toothbrush sits in.
Hello?
Yeah. There'll be gunk at the bottom.
Sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Go, how long's that been like that? Long time. You got to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thanks, everyone.
Grab that, Jamie, guys. We'll see you next week. Or actually, even the next video.
The video.
You like it the next
The
thing?
video.
Yeah.
The video, Mason.
Whoa.